Hey Copper Nerds, let's do a deep dive into the Sheldon 28. Let's get into it. I've always liked the Sheldon 28. It's fairly common, but they're available generally affordably, and it's a pretty nice depiction of Liberty, really. Let's look at the Powers Guide. R2 variety, they're telling us, is going to be the same reverse that we saw on the Sheldon 27, the single leaf under I right there. There, and the T and E are widely spaced. As far as the obverse diagnostics, 4 is further than average from the bust. Yeah, it does kind of sit low. And that's all they're telling us. I think we'll probably see some better descriptions in our next references. And then there's a little crack that comes off a D there. At the 27, that crack develops, and this example is not real high grade. Do I see that crack? Oh, maybe. Let me see. I'll grab a loop. I've just been curious on this one, actually. I don't see nothing. So it's a really light crack, as we saw, and we'll look a little bit at it and heck. But it's not the kind of die crack that I would usually be like, oh yeah, that's a die crack. It's, I don't know, it's just sort of an abnormality. I'm sure it is a crack, but it doesn't look like your typical die crack. Let's jump into Breen's Encyclopedia next. I bookmarked the page this time since Breen's book is kind of hard to navigate sometimes. A lot of these books are in emission sequence rather than in Sheldon numbering sequence, which makes sense, and of course Breen used his own numbers. They're calling this one the finely treated Lux variety, and it really does have nice hair detail. That's one of the things I enjoy about the Sheldon 28, and it's just sort of a recognizable obverse just in the totality of things. You look at it and you see that hair depiction, and you're like, oh, okay, got it. We got a good shoulder loop there. Let's see. Tiny chip in the field left of the fourth curl. I think it's right there, but. Again, I want my diagnostics to be something that I can memorize, that I can see even on low grade coins, because it's not often that we're trying to do attributions on something that looks like this. We're usually trying to do attributions on something that looks like, that, right? So I want major diagnostics. The reverse, it just says reverse E, so we would go back and see that it's talking about that single leaf, and then the T and the E are rather widely spaced there. Not a ton for us to see in Breen here. As we were talking, there are several in mint state. This is a fairly common one. So several mint states, several AUs. I mean, heck, we're all of this, we're still in mint condition, MS and AUs. And then on the next page, let's see if they have any more. Nah, the condition census coins on this one are all uncirculated. So it's a common coin available in high grades. Let's take a look at some of the condition census examples. Sheldon 28. Remember 27? They were getting pretty gnarly. 28, I think we're going to see a bunch of nice ones. Whew. Yes. Okay. The date is widely, evenly spaced. You got that single leaf. TE is widely spaced. Curled tail on the R. Tiny rim break off a D. Liberty is very high. And it is. It sits quite high. That's something to recognize. And again, just look at the hair details. That's what I do. Obverse looks like we have quite a few die states. I'm just gonna take a look at some of the photos. You got some die cracks at the top of the cap, it says. That's funny, it's just literally from the top of the cap to the rim. Reverse remains perfect but clashed. Oh yeah, the Sheldon 28 includes the double struck Ford example. This thing just auctioned for $500,000 or $600,000 within the last year. Look how cool that is. It is fantastic. I wonder who ended up with that one. I'm sure we'll find out eventually. So looking at the condition census, that's also the finest known. Look at that beauty. Probably my favorite 1794 large cent of all time is that one. We got a lot of missing photos, but looks like these are netting down into the XF territory by the time we get to 10 through 12. And I don't know that we're gonna get any more. That is it. So Bill Noyes has always been sort of a tougher grader than many. So it doesn't surprise me that what Breen was calling AUs, he is calling XFs. But you know, grading's subjective. As long as you're consistent, that's what matters. But those are our condition census examples. So cool, that one. Let's see what Chuck's gonna tell us about die states. Sheldon 28. Oh, there's Chuck. Hey, Chuck. Went too far. 28, page 58. Let's get there. Here we are, Sheldon 28. Oh, this is the ornate head. That's right. I was looking for what it was called. I knew it wasn't the finely treated locks that I knew it as. Ornate head. Ornate head on Sheldon 28 and 29 really is nice looking. You'll get to recognize it. And when you do recognize it, you'll be able to say, oh, that's a common variety. Oh, and then pro tip, all you gotta do is look at the reverse. If you got regular length ribbon tails, it's a 28. And the 29 has one of the coolest ribbon tails out there. Look at that big, long right side ribbon tail. You'll see that on 29 and 30. I don't have a 29 or 30 because I think that's cool enough that I want to get someone high grade, so I'm being patient on the 29 and the 30. The 30's also got a very cool double lower lock. See that? And the 31 does also. I don't know why I'm previewing all this stuff for you, but look at that. So, cool diagnostics, and I hold off for nice examples with the diagnostics present, so I'm waiting on a cool 29 and a 30. But I have a 28, so we're going through the 28. There's that little chip that was referenced in Breen, but much more visible in Heck's book here. That's the only die state diagnostic kind of a deal that's noted. The reverse, of course, it started off with the Sheldon 27, so it's going to have that little crack at D. And look at that thing. Look at that tiny little crack. I don't think it's a great marker because I can't seem to find it on either of my coins that should have it. Die state 2, we're talking about clash marks. The reverse, clash marks. But they're kind of light clash marks. Again, if you have any kind of environmental damage, those are going to be tough to see. Breen talks about the dies were ground on to remove clash marks in the chip. And then additional clash marks. Okay. Ooh, talking about Al Boca's book. All right, you can read that if you would like. Die state 3, we're getting a crack. Tiny, tiny crack. Gosh, some of this stuff, again, I don't own coins, well, not many, where I would even be able to see that. I might own 3 or 4 coins where I would be like, oh yeah, there's that tiny, tiny, tiny little crack. Let's see, do we get another page? We do, 2 more pages. Die-state 4. Well, there's a crack I can see. Not real dramatic, but it is there. What do we get in die-state 5? Man, okay, that's where we get the crack at the cap. It's funny because it's so short. Die-state 6, we're talking about clashes mostly. What do we got for die-state 7? And sharp crack. Coming off left of the cap towards L there. Oh, there's kind of some neat clash marks going on in there. That's a significant clash mark. That's a good marker. You'll probably be able to see that most of the time. And that, yeah, you're not going to see that very often unless you're looking at high-grade stuff. Okay, well, you know, folks, oh gosh, another page. It just keeps on going. It's got the most anticlimactic die states I've ever seen on a kind of a boring. It's kind of a boring coin with a really nice obverse, but as far as what's happening with the die progression, other than those wild clash marks, not real exciting. I doubt I'll be able to see evidence of clash marks on mine. Nah. Even if they were there, you wouldn't see them. So we're getting a full outline of the cap along T1. So there is the cap. You see that right there? That's neat. Yep, cool, cool. Betting I still can't see anything. Nope, can't. Still can't. Okay, well, lots of clash marks. No major cracks, nothing dramatic on this one. Again, I think for me anyway, with the 28 and the 29, I just look at that obverse and say, there we are. And then I look at the reverse on the ribbon tail and it either looks like that or it looks like that. 28, 29, easy as could be, really. Just a very simple depiction of Liberty with nice detailed hair, the ornate head. So just an obverse to sight, recognize, and memorize. Look at the reverse and you should have that one down. Hey, a big PS here. I have two things. First, I forgot to show you my easy hair diagnostic for S-28, S-29. It is this shape right here. See those top two locks? Look at that pattern and I'll zoom in on it. It's very distinct. Second thing, since I don't have an S-29, I'm not gonna do a deep dive into it. So again, this reverse has that long pointed right ribbon tail. That's all you need for a diagnostic on that one. And then the same reverse on the 30. I don't have a 30, but you're looking for that coupled with double lower lock. So easy, once you know your 28, to know your 29 and 30 based on that reverse, and then also your double lower lock on the 30. So those couple of additions for you. That's what I got for this one. I will talk to you more in the comments. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.